Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live hangout. I'm Beth Riesgraf, and this is
Aldis Hodge. What's happening?
We want to thank you all for joining us. We're so excited that people showed up, and we're not by ourselves.
And that people are staying up very, very late in New Zealand and Portugal and places like that. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, and basically, we put this together because we just wanted to say hi, answer any questions you guys had, and maybe open up the dialogue a bit. We sort of, I guess when a show gets canceled, you feel like you want a little closure or something. And for us, we thought, why not keep this connection going with the fans, and let's see if there's interest, and there was. So this is the first of maybe a lot more to come, hopefully.
I know this was also inspired by the fact that, you know, right after we got canceled, we won the People's Choice Award. So we also wanted to say thank you for that.
What'd you say?
I said I know this part of this was partly inspired by the fact that we won the People's Choice Award.
What did we win?
It's called the People's Choice Award. Have you heard about it before?
Oh yeah, we won the People's Choice Award.
What? Yeah,
that was amazing.
Best cable TV drama or best TV drama on cable, something like semantics.
Something like that.
But,
and thanks to all of you guys, that could happen. So.
Because I mean, you know, we're the first canceled show to ever win for the People's Choice Awards, which shows how dedicated and loyal that our fans are and have been even after, you know, the series ended. So we felt like we wanted to give something back. So, you know, chat it up with you. If you got questions, shoot them our way. Let's talk. Let's see what happens.
And also, just to make a note, everyone wanted to be here, all the cast and everyone, but schedules are kind of crazy right now. So hopefully this is not the last one, and we can get
because we've been trying to get this scheduled for a while now.
I know, we're just so busy.
I'm just saying, we got things to do. We got things. So what's up? What's happening out there?
Okay.
We'll start the Q&A here with Allie. Allie, go ahead and introduce yourself, and feel free to ask your question.
Hi guys, I'm Allie. I'm from Herndon, Virginia.
Hi, Allie.
What's happening, Allie?
Well, we love and we miss you guys like crazy, and my group would like to know what do you guys miss most about Leverage and shooting Leverage?
I miss laughing and hanging out with these guys and playing around with everybody in the crew the most.
Definitely miss going to work. I mean, we, you know, went to the same place every day for 5 years, but the thing, well, every day, you know, half the year we shot with 6 months, 5 months. But you know, every time we went, there was always something new to do, which kept things interesting. But the thing that we kept coming back to, the very, very same thing, was the camaraderie that we had, which was amazing. So you definitely miss that. I mean, you got people that you see on a regular basis that you're not spending 4th of July with anymore, you know, which we did just about every single year. You know, you're not going to dinner on a weekly basis because everybody's all over the place doing a thing. You know, you miss all the friendships and the family that you built. But, you know, we still find ways to keep together.
Awesome. Next
question.
Yeah, April.
Hi, I'm April. I'm from Pecatonica, Illinois.
Say that one more time.
Pecatonica.
Now say it 5 times fast.
Don't make me do that. Pecatonica.
Something.
Small town. My question is for Beth.
Okay.
Okay. Did you get to participate in most of your stunts that you did? I know you had a stunt double, but did you get to participate in most of them?
Did you?
It was actually Aldis in a wig.
It was me. I did, yeah.
No.
That's the truth.
We had to put the makeup on him.
You know,
no, it was, yes, thank you for asking that question, because I always try to give credit to my stunt girls because they were amazing, and there were a lot of them through the years. And they were all fantastic, but I did have
you kicked a lot of butt too.
I did. I did do as much as I could, and I did a lot of the rappelling and wire work, and I was on a lot of rooftops, I will tell you that much. But yeah, and even Christian Kane taught me, you know, how to do fight scenes, and still have a lot to learn on that stuff. But I was able to do a lot of that myself, yes.
I'll put it this way, the very first scene she shot for the pilot was hanging off of a 40 foot building. What was it?
44 stories.
44 stories.
Upside down.
44 stories.
At the end of it was crazy. But there was no warm up for that one, unfortunately. If they had maybe written that at the end of the season, I would have had time to get used to it. But they were like, all right, it's 4 a.m. hour 17.
Oh, there you go.
We have 20 minutes to get this shot.
40 foot.
No, I know. And they put me
40
upside
stories.
down, and we did it. And I thought I was gonna have a heart attack, but then I was like, get over it, and I just did it. So it was all right. I made
She was
it.
in from the beginning.
All right. Our next panelist here is Bruce.
Hi, Bruce.
What's up, Bruce?
Hi, Beth. Hi, Aldis. How are you?
Good.
Chilling,
Thanks for
brother.
being here.
Thank you so much for doing this. This is awesome.
Oh, good.
I'm from Niceville, Florida.
Niceville.
Yeah, we were in the running for the movie, but they chose Pleasantville instead. Okay, yeah, I'll be here all week. Anyways, my question is for both of you. If you miraculously ran across someone who had never seen Leverage before, and you only had like one episode you could show them to, show all the best of the series, like the spirit of it, the fun, the action, the intrigue, which episode would each of you choose?
Oh man, that's a tough question, isn't it?
I think, for me, I would show them the pilot.
I know. I was gonna say it would have to be one that shows all of our characters out in the field, and then us having our moments, all those dynamics together.
Yeah.
Maybe the second David job too would
That's
be
great. Yeah.
good.
Actually, I just watched that one last night.
Oh, you did? Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
it seems
did.
so long ago now, but I think
It
one of
was.
those would be the ones
Yeah.
just so they could get an introduction to what we all do and everything.
Yeah. I mean, the pilot's kind of like cheating, but
I didn't like my
Still.
acting in the pilot
You were
as
great in
much
the
as
pilot.
the other ones, so
I'll
I wouldn't
tell you
say the
this.
pilot.
the pilot led to 5 years
No, I know. I
and a
know.
People's Choice Award.
Yeah.
Yes,
What?
it did.
People's Choice Award.
Holler.
So, yes. So, your acting was great, girl. Don't worry about that.
Okay, I didn't even need
Yeah.
to say that. I'm just saying I would choose maybe one later when went later on. Anyways, but maybe one of those, I think, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Which one would you
Thank you.
choose?
Oh, wow. Actually, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of new to Leverage, actually. I was going to school, getting my degree. I was active duty Air Force at the time. So I've actually got a few episodes I haven't even seen yet. But I'm afraid to watch them because I don't want to have seen them all. I always want to have something to look forward to.
Oh, I know that feeling. Well, that's okay. You've been busy. It's kind of
Canceled and still getting
it's
new
exciting that
viewers.
you haven't
Yeah, man.
That's me. But wow, the ho job I thought was a really funny episode. And
Oh, yeah.
That was
Yeah,
a fun one.
Parker's character was awesome in it.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, and I watched another one just the other night. I've got them off of Ion, I think. They ran a bunch of them. I threw them on the DVR. The tap-out job I just caught. And the scene with you two fighting and Parker just beating the hell out of you.
Oh, yeah, that was fun. That was so awkward.
I mean, we ain't had to. Next question. Next question. We ain't had to know that, baby. Next question. Real quick.
I loved it. Oh,
So, yeah, I'm still discovering some of them. So
Cool.
I don't really know a good answer to that.
well, don't worry about it. That's how we felt, too.
Yeah.
We just thought we'd ask.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, Bruce. Well, good job on everything. Keep up the good work.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Hope
bye.
to see you again soon.
Okay, thank you. You too.
All right. Our next question is from Carla.
Hi, once
What's
again,
happening?
I'm
Hello.
Carla from Portugal. I need to ask, first of all, how did you feel about the show being cancelled? It was something that was planned, it was something you guys were shocked to find out. How was it?
I mean, for me, it's always, you're always like, you're never really truly ready. We loved the show so much and got so into it that we were creating stories for seasons down the line that we felt like, we could still live this out for another few years. Because we just had such a great unit on set, great producers. But I feel like the way they ended it, I think that we came, we had a nice, resolute ending. And I mean, I'm satisfied with what we did. I'm proud of what we did. I mean, we could always do some more. I'm not done in my heart, but you know, if we have to be done, then I'm satisfied because I'm proud of what we created.
Yeah, and just to add to that, I would say we didn't know every season. We had been told almost, you know, before we ended filming if we were coming back or not, just as a heads up, because we all, you know, lived in other places and we had to relocate and do all those things. So this was one of the first times we hadn't heard. So I think we left the show knowing this is, you know, may or may not be the end. Yeah. But they did give us a heads up, you know, that was a possibility. But I think the important thing, was that we were able to, or the writers were able to end this show how they wanted to end it. And Dean Devlin, you know, that was really important to the producers and everyone, that they could have some sort of closure. And so, so that was nice. I mean, there's plenty of shows out there that don't have any type of warning, and suddenly they're just gone. And luckily we didn't have that.
At least we had a chance to to bring it around full circle.
No, before. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Carla. And
Carla, get some rest.
Thank you, and thank you so much for doing this. You guys are great. It means
it's
the world to us, fans.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Chris is our next guest.
Hi, Chris.
Hi. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm from upstate New York, and I'm an executive producer of web series.
Oh, nice.
And one of the things that I know that Beth has done in her spare time was a standard story. The writing, directing that you did for that. I was wondering if now that you've got a bit more unstructured time, let's say, it's not necessarily free time, are you planning on doing more of that? And is Aldis going to attempt to do something of similar nature because of your experiences there?
Yes, I loved that experience so much, and I really want to do more of it. I still have so much to learn in that whole world. So right now I'm kicking around some ideas. I did do a couple little projects, but nothing that I ended up filming. So I think for sure that is definitely something I want to do. Right now it's pilot season, so it's the busiest time of year for all the TV shows and everything, so we're a bit swamped with that stuff. But it's in the works. I have actually the art director from Leverage is the guy. He helped me on the standard story, and we actually have an idea percolating right now. So hopefully I can get that going in the next couple of months for sure. Yeah.
As far as me, I stay right, man. Every season hiatus throughout Leverage, I managed to write either a spec script or a pilot for you know. Just trying to get something going because I've been writing for years, and right now I'm actually working on a pilot. So as soon as that project gets done, you know, I now have the time to focus on it, which is amazing. So as soon as it gets done, we'll see what happens, and then it's on to the next project.
Great! I'm looking forward to everything you guys do.
Well, thank you. You too. Best of luck.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Our next guest is Dana Holt, otherwise known as Poem Peddler on Twitter.
Awesome.
Hi. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining.
I have looked forward to this all week.
Oh, good.
That's awesome.
And I just forgot what I was gonna say. Okay, it's gotta come. Oh yeah. I'm trying to. Okay, Beth, I'm supposed to tell you hi from Chelsea Lamb, who couldn't make it tonight.
Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you. Tell her I said hi back.
Okay, I will. I met her through this, just doing this.
Oh, that's awesome.
So anyway, I remembered my question. So had the season gone, or had the show gone on to another season, how would you have liked to have seen your characters grow, both in their crafts as, you know, thief and hacker, and in their relationship? Also, were you happy in the way they grew in season 5? to add on to that question.
Well, I think had we continued, Parker would have had about 7 children. We would have created like a little thief baby
Den?
gang, you know what I mean? And we would have taken over the world. So
A den of
yeah,
Parker babies?
I think so. Parker and Hardison, you know what I'm saying? Little gang is what it would have been
I
called.
smell spinoff.
So that evidently is actually where we were going, and that's
Who was gonna have all those babies exactly?
you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's Park TV babies, you know what I'm
Did
saying?
you see my Sharker spoof that I did
I
first
saw
season? I think
Sharker.
I talked about babies.
Did you?
Yeah.
You did.
It-
That was
it comes full
hilarious.
circle. No, I think that I like how the two of them grew in
I
this
did
last
too,
season. Most
yeah.
definitely.
I was really happy with the fact that the writers. What is
What's
that?
happening?
Is it dance
Did
time?
I-
Do you guys hear that?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. Maybe it's
It stopped.
I feel like we're on a talk show and now it's
Yeah.
like, and now it's time for
Yeah.
everyone dance for 10 seconds. I don't know. Yeah, I was happy with it. The fact that our writers, they concentrated on each storyline whenever they could. It's a big task when you have an ensemble cast, but
Yeah.
they did their best. They gave us a lot of amazing moments. Parker, like all the work I got to do with my backstory, and I was really, really happy with it. So I loved it. I thought it was great, and the development between us, I thought we really earned where we ended up. Actually,
Yeah.
all of it.
I was kind of happy. It's almost like romantic, I guess, that the last season was the season that they finally got there, because it would have, I'll be honest, it would have really been hard if we never got there. They're like, oh, you canceled. Like, wait, what? But the fact that they got there, definitely they definitely earned it, because I don't think it would have been as satisfying if it was just too easy. But the moments that they had, you can tell that it wasn't just a relationship; it was a friendship, and they really touched on those beats, especially with us. And then I like the way that Hardison's relationship with Elliot grew into respect, one of respect and mutual admiration, as opposed to I can't stand you. You know what I mean? How it was in the beginning when they first met each other to where it got to.
And the charm that you guys are both so charming that I think
thank you.
you never, but seriously, like when people fight, the thing that makes it work is because they end up, becoming so close, or the friendship, or whatever. I think you guys pulled that off. And then seeing
you even had a little side relationship going with Nate that developed a little bit more.
they don't know about that.
Not that
They
kind
don't.
of side
Just
relationship.
just la la
I'm
la
talking
la
like
la.
teacher-student relationship. You know what I'm saying? He was grooming you, and we found that
He
out. this
was
last
tutoring
season.
me, is
He
what
was
you're
tutoring.
saying.
Are you saying
no.
that y'all had some special times?
Nope. Just think
Y'all
about the
taking
babies.
walks
the
on the
7
beach?
children you want to have.
Is there
with
something
Parker.
Hardison needs to know today?
Nothing you really need to know.
I'm just saying. You know.
But I'd also, for Tim and Gina, for Nate and Sophie,
Yeah.
the way they came full circle, and that was beautiful, I thought, at the end.
Now, some people have not seen all the episodes.
They had 7 babies. And no. Why do we work now that joke? We've done that joke. We're
it's
over.
in your head.
Done.
Now, I'm just saying, the next show you have, you're gonna have 7 kids on the show. Is what it is going to call it.
Are we taking too long here? I'm sorry.
No, we're fine.
Are people okay with this?
Sorry,
This
we're keeping
happening?
people waiting. Sorry.
Okay.
But yes, we're happy with the way that the relationships developed, and I mean, who's to say what would have happened if it went beyond? But I would hope that if went any further, it would have kept that. I feel confident that our writers would have kept us on the same path of growth that they did for the last 5 years. Nice, steady, always interesting, intricate, and different. So, they would have taken care of us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for the question.
Awesome. Our next fan is Eduardo, and apparently he's from Brazil.
Eduardo.
What's happening,
Hello.
brother?
Hey, guys. I'm Eduardo Neuhaus. I'm from Brazil, and nice to meet you guys. Face
Nice
to
to
face.
meet you too.
What time is it over there, brother?
What?
What time is it over there?
Oh, it's about midnight 15.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay. My first question is, I know you guys had Apollo Hobbins giving you professional pickpocketing training. So I was wondering what other training you guys may have related to the special skills your characters had.
I did definitely get stunt training because I had to do a lot of the wire work and stuff. You have to wear these crazy harnesses, and if you don't know how to hold your body, you can actually seriously hurt your back. Yeah. So I did a lot of stunt training, and on Saturdays and Sundays sometimes I would have to go in and rehearse and get used to whatever moves we were going to be doing, because our shooting schedule, we just moved so fast that the stunt coordinator and I just realized if I wanted to do the stunts, which I did, as many as I wanted to do, I did do, but it was just easier that way. Anyway, so I did a lot of that, and then the pickpocketing, and I don't know, a lot of the lifts. By the end of it, I think we could all lift a wallet, steal a badge.
She was apparently a natural at that. I just went to Starbucks and stalked a lot of smart people and watched them type on their computers, and I listened to the big words that they would say, and that's kind of where I got my training from, pretty much. Yeah, just learning how to make it look fine and dandy. So.
Well, you did very well. I am a computer software developer, and
oh, nice.
You had me.
He's a hacker.
There was a lot of this going on with nothing under his hands. I'm gonna let you in on a secret.
Actually, when I was typing, most times I would type.
There's a lot of that.
I would type really weird, bad things, but.
Wait, I feel bad that we didn't ask it. Was it Chris? The web series. What's the name of your? I'm sorry, I'm jumping subject for 1 second. I didn't ask you what the name of your web series was, and I wanted to ask you that before I forget.
Thank you. It's Super Knocked Up. It's a comic book style live action web series about a superhero and a supervillain who have a one-night stand and have a baby and have to form a relationship of it. And it's from writer-director Jeff Burns. He's the showrunner and creator of the series, and I've joined up with the second season, which is going to premiere on February 20th. So.
Oh, that sounds awesome! Actually,
where is it going to premiere?
It's going to be on the web. It's going to be at coldcast.tv and also on our YouTube channel, which is SKU Web Series, and. Also at forknockedup.com for you to see it, but thanks for asking.
Awesome. Yeah, cool, definitely. Man. Okay, cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Eduardo. I just wanted to say that before.
No problem.
Okay.
That's fine. All right, our next fan is Jessica. She's actually joining us on her cell phone.
Really?
Hi, Jessica.
Good.
Hi. Yeah, my computer's not agreeing with me right now.
Your arms, are you holding your phone?
Yes.
How sore are your arms right now? Or do you have
not that sore? I work out. I'm good.
Okay, I work out.
One of the things I wanted to say was, even though Leverage is canceled, I really hope the cast and crew still hang out after, because you guys have amazing, just everything together, and I really do hope you guys continue to hang out.
Thank you. Well, I do too.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll see.
And my question is kind of quirky.
What's up?
My question is, if Ben & Jerry's presented you with saying, we want an ice cream named after you or your character, A, what would the name of your ice cream be, and what would you put in it, and what do you think your other castmates would do?
Well, if it was us, it'd be vanilla and chocolate with pretzels.
Actually, you know what? They could call it the Partisan Parfait.
Oh, that's,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a good idea.
No,
a little brownie.
Little brownie in there.
My friends and I used to say, like, what food do you look like? Somebody told me I looked like soup, which was weird. But
I look like steak. Yeah.
You look like a brownie a little bit.
I do look like a brownie, and it's the hair. It's the hair.
It's the hair.
Brownie hair.
Yeah.
Soup? Really?
I know soup, and then my nickname was Soupy, which was even weirder, stranger.
I can kind of see some soup going on. This little soup
Like a
happening.
powdered donut, maybe instead. Something. I don't know. Ah, gosh, my character. Yeah, I think that we'd probably have to do a duo, like a.
You can do like Parker Passion, make a passion fruit sorbet or something. I don't know.
Passion. I'd probably put some cereal in mine since Parker loved cereal so much.
Probably.
You could have some orange flavored, like sherbet.
I
or-
do have to have some orange flavored.
There, thought
good.
maybe price.
Say what?
What's that?
Nope, I guess he's having a little audio problem.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Come back to us. There you
There we
go.
go. Well, thanks for the fun question.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, our next
You're welcome.
fan is Kathleen. It looks like she has a portrait of
Hey,
Aldis.
how you doing, Kathleen?
Nope, you have to unmute yourself, Kathleen. Kathleen, you have to unmute yourself.
Or we can do this with sign language.
Yes. We can't hear you, Kathleen.
I'm just kidding. I was doing that.
Oh well. We'll have to move on to the next question.
We'll come back to you, Kathleen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's like, she can't get it out to. What was her portrait of?
It was of Aldis.
Oh,
really? Put it up. Let me see.
I forgot I was muted.
There we go.
there you go.
All right, go ahead with your question.
All right, my name's Kathleen Arvidsson. Grifters might know me as Supergirl on Twitter.
Okay.
And yeah, that's Aldis. I drew that for your birthday, but I haven't figured out how to get it to you yet.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. Thank you. Actually,
You're welcome. I was originally going to broadcast from Dubertech. We Grifters here took it over, and we do live theater there now.
Oh, that's great.
There's a show going on tonight, and my son and I were going to attend that. But he's about 10. He's almost 11. He's an avid grifter, and he called out sick.
Oh.
I had to go pick him up at school, and I'm like, okay, so no theater tonight. Instead, we're doing the Hangout.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Anyway, here's my question for you. The whole team, all of you guys are such terrific actors. You brought an awesome skill set to the show. What I wanted to know is, what is something that you specifically learned for a Leverage episode that you were really happy you trained for? And maybe what are some things you'd like to do in the future? Skills that you have to train for to do a role.
Oh, wow, you want to start?
I know, we had so many. You know, there was one episode with the boost job when I had to be an expert car thief. I learned how to break into remote entry. It was a whole thing.
Like a remote lock for a car.
Yeah, it was keyless entry basically.
And she
so,
still uses those skills today. So.
Yes, well, I had to learn about the rolling code system and how it in a second it was crazy, and I literally knew exactly how it broke down and figured it out, and then I actually got to break into a car,
you're
which
just
was
telling
fun.
on yourself. You're telling all your secrets.
I'm just saying.
Now, every time somebody sees you walking through a parking garage, he's just gonna make cameras all on you the whole way. Just
nothing's working now. So I had to learn that, I guess. Yeah.
I had to learn how to play Scheherazade because when, for some reason, there's this rumor that has gotten out that I've been playing violin since I was a kid. That's a complete lie. I picked up violin when I was like 18, but it's an occasional thing. It's a hobby. I was talking to Chris Downey, co-creator and of the show and executive producer, and he was telling me, I remember, I think it was first year we had a conversation about violins. He's like, I'm going to write an episode where you play violin. I'm like, oh, that's cool, great, yeah. Third season rolls around, he's like, hey, here's the episode. I read it, I'm like, this is amazing, but that song is hard as, oh God. And he grossly overestimated my skills as a violinist. I mean, like on a scale of 1 to 10, he overestimated by like 100, right? So I had to learn that song in a couple of weeks.
Wow.
I think it's like somebody's ringing in or something like that. I don't know. there goes that sound again. That doo 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 doo. I'm jamming to it. But yeah, no, the Scheherazade that actually kicked my butt and got me, in gear with my studies with the violin. I've since gotten lazy again, but
you have to be careful what you tell those guys too, because I think once I was like, oh yeah, I can. Someone was like, you own rollerblades, and I was like, yeah. And then next week they're like, no, we're doing a roller derby episode, and
like, wait, what?
We're gonna be in hot pants and knee pads, and I was like, whoa, hang on a second, I don't know how to do it that well.
It's like if you give a writer a small little piece of information, it's like, oh, you've mastered this. You know what I mean? And then they run with it.
They took good care of us, and the thing is, they know they're like, we'll never make you look bad. Like, they were always really nice about it.
They made us look great.
They would have never let us fall like that, but yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. So there you go.
Thank you.
Awesome. And our next fan is Liz. Liz, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Liz. I'm from New Zealand. These are my daughters, Chelsea. Say hi. Hi. And Ellie Mae.
Hi.
He's a huge Christian Kane fan. And Chelsea was one of the people who were helping you guys win the People Choice Award. People Choice Award, yeah. She was like retweeting frantically. I almost like unfriend and unfollow my own daughter on Twitter.
Thank you so much. Well, every vote counted. Clearly, you helped. So thank you.
Yeah. What part of New Zealand are you in right now?
We're in Cambridge. It's about 2 hours from Auckland, down the island.
Just in Auckland a few months ago.
Oh, really?
So I just missed you.
You should look us up, man. You look us up. You know, we'll buy you a beer or coffee or whatever you're into. Yeah, Leverage is great. The whole family gets into it. There's more than just us. There's people over there yelling over.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, it was our sit-down family thing that we do every night. Was watch Leverage. You know, it was awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
We have lots of questions, but we've kind of whittled it down. How many accents can Gina Bellman do? Do you know?
Wait, sorry, I think it just blipped there. What was the question?
How many accents can Gina do?
Oh wow,
Yeah.
Gina is amazing. She's like
do whatever accent you tell her to do. So I think that's all.
Yeah, honestly, there was nothing.
She's really good.
I never saw her falter. I mean, they would write something for her, and she would get it. She's so talented. Yeah, I don't think there's anything she can't do dialect-wise. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing what she can do. We were just astounded at, and she'd nail a lot of them. Like the Australian one's not always easy. You know, it's kind of very similar to New Zealand, and it's not an easy one to necessarily get. And she just nails them.
She nails them, yeah. And our DP was an Aussie, and he would even say, he's like, oh, it's pretty good.
Dave.
Dave Connell.
Dave Connell, mate. But I think Gina she was born in New Zealand, yeah?
Yeah, she was born in New Zealand, so maybe that.
That's so. You guys are awesome. Are you guys doing any spin-offs, or would there be any chance of that? Maybe individual.
We don't know.
They talked about that at one point. They were saying that the episodes that what were they called? The rundown. Oh wow, I can't even remember the one.
The rundown.
The rundown and that other one that the other two did. They did say, hey, these could work as spin-off episodes, just theoretically. Yeah. But I think I don't know how it works, without the whole team, to be honest. But I guess that's something for the networks to decide and see if they would be into it.
I'll put it like this: if the fans really want it, we'll give you what you want. So
you write it for us, Aldis.
What'd you say?
You start writing it for us.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. We should maybe put our heads together and come up with something.
Ding.
Obviously, you two are the best. That's what we want to see anyway,
Yeah, Gina and her accents, schmaccents.
No, thank you. We appreciate that. But we can't. We all got to be at the top level, and all five of us, we make each other work. So.
No, it's true. That's why the team is really what makes it fun. So everybody, I think, collaboratively made it work.
Make it happen.
All right. It looks like we have a new fan, Mary.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank you, ladies.
Hello.
Hi, Mary.
What's happening, Mary?
How's it
How you
going?
doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I see you have the poster up on your wall.
Did you give that to me?
I think that's probably the one we
Yeah,
sent you.
it's all signed and everything. And I asked Dean, and he was like, "Yeah, I have no idea who gave that to you."
I did.
Thank you.
I made that magic happen.
I love you. Okay, so I know most of you have never done a television show where there was such a strong fan base, and I was wondering what the benefits and drawbacks of all that fan interaction was for you guys.
I think, I mean, I can't really consider drawbacks or count them. I haven't really encountered any of the drawbacks of having a great fan base. I mean, the fame, you know, draws out in different ways. Media, they treat, you know, what you do differently, but our fans, it's just nothing but unlimited support right there, and there's nothing but positivity out of that. They drive us. They, you know, wherever we go, if somebody takes 5 minutes to say, "Hey, you know, I appreciate your work," that just makes our day better, because we rarely know who we touch. But, you know, we'll be out there sitting and you know, from little kids to the older generation, you know, it's weird how people are affected, and they don't realize that they affect us equally, or if not more, in a positive way. So I think just having a major fan base that we do with Leverage, it's definitely something new. It's a very new experience. It's something that you have to accustom yourself to, because it's, you know, dealing with different type of humor and interaction. Because I'm out there, you know, I'm on set doing my thing, cool, but in my personal life, I'm kind of a shy guy. So if somebody runs up on me and is like, "Hey, man, I love your show," I'm like, "That's amazing, great," but you don't really know what to say.
Yeah.
But regardless, having an amazing fan base the way we do, that's what carried us for 5 years. That's what gave us those wonderful moments of hearing you got another season. That's what gave us that wonderful moment of hearing, "Hey, you're nominated for this award," yada yada. It validates the fact that our work, the work that we want to do, is good. The work that we're trying to make, that we're trying to perfect, and that we're trying to make positive for, you know, and that we're trying to make good. Our fans validate that. So it's just, you know, it's an amazing thing to experience, and I wish everybody could experience it in some way.
And I'll add to that. I mean, Mary, you've been around since the beginning of the show, and, like, you know, thank you for how supportive you've been. I feel like all of this was so new for me. I mean, I was probably the most inexperienced out of everybody coming into this thing, so I was a bit shell-shocked after I read one of the first reviews of the show. I'll never forget. It was first season in LA. I had gone on because someone said, "Oh, the reviews are great," and so I made the mistake of Googling, like, reviews of the pilot, and
Don't ever do it.
there was, like, you know, a paragraph about how great these guys all are, and then the next paragraph was like, "And then there's Beth Riesgraf." He proceeded to, like, rip me apart, and I was kind of like, "Oh my gosh, the show's gonna be canceled because of me. This is the worst acting I've ever done." And I went to work, but I was sick to my stomach about it, and I went to work on Monday, and Dean Devlin and John Rogers kind of pulled me aside, and they were like, "Are you okay? What's going on with you?" And I was like, "Oh man, I got to tell you, the show's going to get canceled. I think it's because of me, and this is what's happening." And they both were like, "If you ever read those again, we will personally rip your computer out of your hands." And so it was a good lesson for me, you know. But after that, Dean, it was funny because Dean actually sent me a link, and he was like, "I want you to read all of these," and it was like 20 positive comments from fans, from, you know, other web pages, and he was like, "Look, after this, you know, if you read the good and believe the good, you have to read the bad and believe the bad, because it's just, that's the way it goes." But he was like, "But the bottom line is, you're creating something special here, all of you, and, you know, there are people that need this in their life, and yes, it's a TV show, it's a simple thing, and we may not consider it that because it's our work and we're harder on ourselves than most people, and blah blah blah." But he was like, "You know, at the end of the day, you're going to make a lasting impression with people because you guys care about what you do, and that's what matters." And the funny thing is, through the years, I've gotten more and more comfortable with social media. I was such a wreck in the beginning. I was terrified of all of it, and
she got me on Twitter.
Yeah, and then suddenly I was getting everyone on Twitter, but it's kind of the way things are going anyway, you know, with online media and everything. But just to wrap up that story, at the end of everything, I don't know if it was Dean sent me the link or somehow I found out that same website that had ripped me apart went on like to season 3 and said this is the best cast of all time. You know what I mean? So it goes to show, like, critics, whatever, fans, they last, they stay.
Yeah.
You know, if they get upset about something, they kind of tell you, but they still love what they love, and it's okay. I respect that, you know, and it's been really cool.
Well, you know what happened? And that critics have a job. They're critics. They criticize. The fans really create the answer. They create the result. Critics eventually become fans. So when he started, he was a critic. Over time, he respected the work. He became a fan. And that's the power of the support of a fan. You know what I mean? Because the first review I ever read, good God, it said I was doing a really bad impression of Will Smith, and Christian Kane had to come and save me in every scene. I said after that, I'm never reading another review ever.
I didn't mean it when I wrote it. I was just kidding.
Really?
I was
really,
totally
Beth? I knew it was
joking.
you. I knew it. But the thing, I mean, I was a little hurt by that, but I'm figuring, look, if you're going to compare me to somebody, you want to compare me to Will, I mean, the model of success that he's created over the years, yeah, I'll take that comparison. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, he's amazing at what he does. But I will never read another review. However, I will always take the time to talk to a fan to figure out what a fan feels, because I know it's coming from a place of love and support. But, ladies, stop, you know, sending me marriage proposals in the mail. Stop coming to my house. You know what I'm saying? Sleeping on my lawn. You know what I mean? Like, my neighbor's looking at me crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, I can't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? You know, if people, it's just, you know what I'm saying, sending me cakes in the mail and stuff. So y'all gotta stop all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You too, Beth. Stop.
I'm sorry,
Stop
okay? I can't
it's not,
I'm going through withdrawals.
It's not okay. It's not okay.
But yeah, that was a good question. And, you know, also to bring up that, just one last point is, like, the People's Choice Award. I have to say, that was a very... People's Choice Award? Leverage won a People's Choice Award. Just saying.
Just throw that out there.
But it was really cool to see this little underdog show of ours come out and winning a People's Choice Award, you know, and that really is the fan.
That's all fans.
That's all fans. So I gotta say, I mean, really more than for the show, it was for you guys and for the people that have hung in there. And look, it's, you know, it's on TNT, and maybe TNT shows are as good as the other ones, but they don't get as much buzz or whatever in you know, on the East and West Coast and press and whatever. But you guys voting the way you did got the show noticed, and that was amazing.
Yeah.
So it was a big deal.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you. I miss you guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
It looks like we have some new fans here. So
Okay.
I see some new faces.
yeah, we'll start with, is it Caitlin?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself and feel free to ask your question.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm Caitlin. Hi. I'm 17. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm blushing. But I have like a million questions. I like the haircuts, both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay. Sorry.
Was that you?
She did
Yeah, I got really excited.
We got a real sweet. That was like. I think she gets cool points for that. She gets cool
I
points.
think yes, that was
That was a real squeak.
I can't even do it.
No, shoot, teach me.
But what was your favorite? Well, I mean, I guess I can ask it later. But I mean, what was your favorite behind the scenes moment that was actually showed on YouTube?
To be honest with you, I don't know what was showing on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm scared to know what was on YouTube. I don't know. There is one moment that didn't end up in the show. I feel like. Do you remember that? Can we talk about that?
What?
It's not that big of a deal.
Whoa,
But
it works.
The candy? Well, I feel like the candy line. So I think this day no producers were on set, and someone let us have a little liberty with our dialogue. We took the liberty.
First of all, it was actually a scripted line. It was a scripted line.
It was, and we were sort of like, can Hardison and Parker just finally act like a couple, like get a little, with their jokes and whatever. But is this inappropriate?
She is 17.
I just 17. Maybe. Anyways, we made a joke.
It was a scripted line that seemed a bit. The line was, "Hey, Parker, there's a candy store over there," and Parker's line was,
"Oh, I feel like some chocolate or candy or something." Or no, I could go for some candy
or chocolate,
and then I changed it to chocolate.
Yeah.
But my delivery, I guess, was a little bit too suggestive, so it did.
And that didn't end up on the reel.
John Rogers tells the story the best. He said they were like watching dailies, like, what? Did she just?
Like,
what?
I think he said in 3 takes of us doing it. He was like, he couldn't find one take that was remotely just simple enough, mundane enough to just put on. He was like, no, we can't do it. We can't do it. It's just every single time she says it, it's just, I can go for some chocolate. He's chocolate. What do you think? Yada yada. But that never made it.
Didn't make it in, but we tried. Awesome. But there were a lot of behind-the-scenes moments that were a lot of fun. I mean, it was a daily thing. We sort of joked around all the time. But I
think to a point it became like we were on a mission to make a gag reel happen. So anytime that we could.
But I gotta say, first season we didn't know there was gonna be a gag reel, and we never knew what they were gonna do or whatever. But
first season we didn't know what was gonna go. We didn't know we had the next episode.
No, but then also we all, we ham it up anyway. So it's sort of like there was a lot of stuff.
It's not like we enjoy ourselves on set at all.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a good question, though.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Our next fan that's new to the Hangout is Steven. Steven, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Stefan. Oh, Stefan.
Hi, Stefan.
Oh, you need to unmute yourself, Stefan.
Hello, from Germany.
Oh, what's happening, man?
Did you ever hear your voice synchronized?
So what, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Oh,
that's fine.
Can you hear us?
Can you repeat your question?
Did you ever hear your voice synchronized? In Germany, we have all is German. And did you hear your voice?
No, I've never.
Different language.
The dubbing, is it weird?
I've heard it.
Sometimes, yes.
I've never heard it. I would actually get a kick out of doing that, though, listening to that.
I'm sure we can find on YouTube.
Wie geht es dir?
Good.
Yeah.
But no, we're dubbed. We're definitely. I was in Mexico one time, and I knew that Leverage came on down there. I was trying to catch it, but I heard we're dubbed in like Spanish and Japanese and German, and I heard it's very odd and weird. But I want to check it out. We've never seen it, but it would be awesome to catch it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
And our next fan is Teddy.
Waving. I need to wave. See me. Hi, Teddy. Teddy?
They can see you. It's polite to wave.
You need to unmute yourself, Teddy.
Teddy.
Teddy!
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 How do I do that?
There we go.
There you are.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
What's happening?
I love you guys. I just found you a few months ago, and I'm so sad it didn't get renewed, but I'm working hard on the social media to correct that situation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're happy you found the show.
Thank you.
I have to tell you my favorite scenes. I love the one, if I were to show someone one episode, I love the one where you and Sophie are on the roof, and they do what would Parker do, and what would Hardison do.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, those are great. And my question to you guys is, if I were a genie and I came out of the magic lamp and I were to grant you wishes, 3 of them, the 2, what would you wish, number 1, for your personal lives, and one for your professional lives, and then one just whatever for your 3 wishes.
Oh, man. Can you do the thing where you wish for more wishes?
So you said personal life, professional life, and then what?
And then whatever.
Whatever.
A free one. A freebie.
I know world peace would be at the top of my list
World
because
peace.
that would make everything happier for everybody all around. Happiness, because I guess with that you're not sick, you're not sad, your loved ones are all well and good. Professionally, that I could be a part of projects that help and inspire and uplift a culture. And be fortunate enough to work with some of my idols. That's what I would say. And then,
like me.
yes, like this one. And yeah, in general, world peace is, I think, sums it up for me. Yeah.
Good times. I think personally, I think I would wish to attain, absolute internal peace. Just balance, complete balance with myself as an individual, and then be allowed to kind of produce that and affect others around me with that. Professionally, I would like to create jobs for other people, so I would like to be a very professional showrunner. I'd be a very successful showrunner. Create shows, create different films, different productions, so that I can create more jobs for people. And then the crazy one. Well, you already have world peace.
World peace sounds very whatever,
So-
but it does sort of sum up everything, really, right?
I think. Okay, let's go big. I want to create a pharmaceutical company that actually cures every disease that it takes on. I don't want to prolong things. I don't want to antagonize it. I want to cure things. Let's cure cancer. We can do it, people. Let's cure
quick
AIDS.
as
Come
possible.
on.
Or how about, no disease? You could wish for no disease in the first place.
I mean, I could, but then again, that's like biting
That
off
there's
a lot
a cure
more
for
than-
everything and nobody
I
has
think-
to suffer anymore.
I think, exactly. There you go.
Big one.
The thing is,
No
if you
war,
create
no
things-
disease, no.
Or that people settle wars without war instead,
Exactly.
and they settle them by playing chess.
So basically, world peace.
Awesome.
And no cutting leverage.
Hey guys, we've got about 10 minutes left, so we've got a new fan.
What's happening, new fan?
And we'll let Audra introduce herself and ask her question.
Hello, my name is Audra. I'm living the dream here in Long Beach. Hello.
Hi.
I love the show. And, the family in New Zealand reminded me. I'm here in California. Most of my family's in Texas and Oklahoma. And years ago, I called up my mom and said, "There's this great show you got." "Oh yeah, we saw it. We love Timothy Hutton." And then my brother started watching it. Of course, they're Central Time Zone. So every Sunday night, I'd get a text from my brother. "Oh no, they killed Elliot. Oh no, they killed Hardison." I'm like, "No, they didn't. Just, Big Brother stuff." And of course, he did not watch the finale live. And so I wrote to him and I said, "You missed a perfect opportunity, because if you had said, 'Oh my God, they killed Elliot,' I might have believed you, because oh no." But he missed the opportunity, so he gets out of the Big Brother. I'm just wondering, I know the writers kind of held back on giving you guys a lot of backstory, so they could fill it in when they wanted to. Did you guys ever sit around and come up with your own backstory to fill in some of the gaps?
Yeah, definitely. For me,
Yeah.
you sort of have to. Well, everybody works differently, but I came into it having as much laid out as I could, and then, we would have conversations with the writers, and they would bounce things off of us, and it was very collaborative, and we were lucky in that way. But then, for storyline purposes and season arcs, they had to add things that maybe we hadn't necessarily thought of or thought would be part of our backstories. But that's sort of how I think it always goes, and they were really great about asking us how we felt about choices and and where we felt like our characters were coming from, and
they kept us involved.
Yeah.
And they, I think they what they did do well, like Beth said, was they would take personal pieces of our lives and put them into the characters, like the fact that my character, played violin, things like that. And whenever they brought something up, we were allowed to find our comfort zone with it, elaborate on the story detail and just play it out. But it was a really quite a comfortable collaborative effort with our writers and our producers. But did I ever pitch something? No, because what I was pitching was probably a little outlandish. You know what I'm saying? Like my man Partisan owned 3 islands. That was my thing. But they were like, no, we got to keep him humble. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, cool. How about he just owns like a couple castles and some tigers? They said no. I was like, all right, cool. So I'm gonna just stop while I'm ahead and let y'all do y'all thing. They said okay. So that's kind of where we left it. You know what I'm saying?
That was good of you.
Kept it cool. Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. I guess everybody's asked a question, correct? I didn't skip anybody. All right. Allie, we'll get your last question, and so we can get some more people in here. Go ahead, Allie.
Okay, my question is, I have been running a poll on a couple of different fan sites on whether Beth would choose either Parliat or Partisan, and the fan base has been Partisan. They love you guys the most. There's always been some chemistry between Parker and Elliot, so if you had to choose, who would you choose? Would it be Partisan or would it be Parliat?
Who would you choose?
Let me see. Let me think about that one.
Because you guys are so cute.
It would have to be Partisan.
It better be.
From the moment we first got our makeup on each other's noses, I knew it was Partisan.
Mm-hmm.
There was no secret something with Elliot?
No, I mean, sure. Let's say there.
I'm gonna handle this for you. No. Can you see me? Can you see me? Am I in there? No. No. Jungle fever all the way.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, guys.
I got jungle fever. Do you remember that?
Yes. Of course I remember.
What are we doing right now? All right, we gotta speed. We gotta speed it up so we can get to more people. But that was actually a fun survey. I like that.
Partisan.
Thank you, Allie, for joining us.
Thank you.
Get close like that.
Right in.
All right, and I guess Christopher will be next for second question.
Chris.
Yeah. My showrunner for my web series would be really mad at me if I didn't invite both of you to do a cameo for season 3 if you're at all interested. So
well, thank you for the offer.
Extend the offer. But dealing with actors, there's always an interesting thing, especially from the side of the camera that I'm on, to understand how actors react to themselves when they watch the shows back, and how they look. And do you guys have any tips you can give to other actors about how to look at yourself without that hypercritical eye that sometimes destroys any type of objectivity?
And your self-esteem.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's hard.
Well, I think that when you watch, the job is to be critical. Be your first critic, but don't be a hard critic. Because you're looking to perfect whatever it is. Actually, perfect is a bad word. You're looking to grow as an actor, because I don't think that perfection ever it comes. There's always growth. There's always room to grow. There's always room to change and elaborate. So just when you watch, make sure that you're cognizant of the fact that the work that you did was good. There's always a different avenue to take, but don't be hard on yourself and say, okay, I did a bad job, yada yada. If you feel like you didn't like the performance, you have the ability to change it. You are the actor, you know. So just be easy on yourself, but make sure that you make definite choices. And you know what you're looking for when you look at your when you look at your playback on the tape, and when you want to make a strong choice, make it out of a place of confidence, and not the fact that you feel deflated because you maybe didn't like your performance. You feel self-conscious or embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Make it from a place of confidence and strength, and always know that, look, if you want to be a good actor, just be a good actor. There is no trying to be. There just is. Just be, and that's it.
Yeah, that's a good answer, actually. I was going to say I know some actors that have never watched their work, and I find that, I don't know, to me, it's not easy.
Strange.
Well, no, it's not easy either, though. I mean, you are your own worst critic, so it's sort of like, I guess, theories like, oh, well, if you act to watch yourself, it's this, or if you care so much about how you're positioning your face, then you're not really in the moment, blah, blah, blah. But I think you can find a happy medium with all of that. You know, I know actors that are very methodical about their angles, about how they want to be lit, and yet their performances are engaging and believable and truthful. You know, I don't know. He, by the way, is
She's not a toy. Leave her alone.
That is always hogging my light.
I'm trying to be lit.
Chin up.
A certain way.
And I don't know. As a photographer, I certainly find it helpful to watch some things to know. But I think advice-wise, yeah, just listen. When you're listening to the other actors and you're engaged and you're being your character, you can't go wrong. No choice you make is going to be wrong because you're being that person. So if you can get to a place where you feel confident with that, I know how hard it is. Now we're auditioning again. It's pilot season here.
Man.
We haven't auditioned in like 5 years.
Shake off the dust a little bit. Like,
so it's easy to say, just be confident, but that's not always that easy,
Yeah, it's not.
So I think if you go back to click into your character and be that person, and even if they have to tell themselves, if be Parker, go, just start, and practice whatever you can practice, and have someone put you on tape for an audition and watch it before you go in and see if you want to change something. That's fine if it's helpful. Some people find it introverting, but I guess that's one thing they could try.
Great. I'm looking forward to seeing everything that you guys do in the future.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us, Chris.
Okay. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, Dana, you have another question?
I do. Is it my turn again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Where are they? I see you.
We're here.
We see you.
Okay. Hi. This question's for Beth.
Okay.
Okay. Forgot it again.
What?
She forgot it again.
I'm sorry, I have a very bad memory.
Okay.
Beth, I wanted to first thank you so much for creating Parker, because I really, okay, I'm going to keep this short, Michael, I promise. But I have brain damage and movement disorder, and so it's kind of hard to be a normal girl. But I've only had this since I was 26. So I used to be normal. But I like
Still normal, Mama. You're still normal.
Yeah, I can tell you this right now. I don't have any of that, and I don't feel normal some days. So
well,
not only was a paradox.
I love that you created Parker. She was finding her skin, and she was, she was like the poster girl for weird girls, and it's okay to be weird, and I love that, and thank you so much for that. I can't thank you enough.
I can't tell you how much that means to me. Seriously, thank you, because I can tell you for a fact I've been the weird girl, and I have been all of those things, and you know what? Sometimes normal's boring, and everyone can try to be normal, but the things that make you you are unique to you, and that's one of the things with Parker that I really wanted to embrace and use because of that reason, because of that very thing. So that makes me so happy to hear that. And just go on being you. Who cares what is normal? Whose standards are we trying to follow?
I watch Leverage when I get sad, because then I have Parker to watch. So.
Exactly. And you know what? Even as far as she goes, sometimes, you know what? She has her own level of normalcy too. It just might be different from the next person. So
Someone called me Forrest Gump the other day, and I thought about Parker. Because what would Parker do?
Hold up.
she would have punched that person in the face, and that's
I know.
Oh,
I
I'm gonna
know.
let you
So
do
I
that
had to
real
pull
quick.
back a little.
You tell me where to find that person. I'm saying, you
It's
tell me where
okay.
to
You're not.
find
You're
them
not
so I
in
can-
character. It's
My
okay.
boys, we can go have some business.
You're not in character. It's okay.
Yeah, she's holding up a fork. I'm not going to endorse stabbing someone with a fork because I would never do that. Ever.
Parker would do that.
But
I had some words. I had some words.
I was just reading one thing what is it? It's the war. It's the philosophy behind how to throw off your attacker is to do something unexpected and crazy.
Talking about the Art of War?
Yes.
By Sun Tzu?
The Art of War by Lao Tzu.
Yes,
Sun Tzu.
exactly. You could have ran up and kissed that person. That could have thrown him off.
He was in a van, but yeah, I could have.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But I love your a standard story.
Oh, thank you.
And I love the photography I've seen of yours. Would you be doing more photography and more writing and directing? I would love to see more of your work.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you. I really want to. I want to get better, and I want to do a lot more of that, actually. I'm doing a photo shoot on Sunday, actually, for my friend, but with the show and stuff, I didn't have time to do both, and I didn't want to be sort of doing one thing and sort of doing another, so I put all of my energy into the show and my son and my life. So yeah, but I really do want to do more of that. I loved it. I can't tell you how much I love it. So yes.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, guys, we're going to start wrapping it up here. I know we got a new fan that hasn't asked a question yet.
Okay.
Sandra, if you want to introduce yourself and ask your question.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sandra, and I was just, most of my questions have already been answered, but hopefully this one hasn't. If you could have played another character on the show besides your own, who would you have liked to play?
Oh, wow. I think maybe for me I would say Sophie, because she was so different from Parker in so many ways, and her talents are so different from Parker's that I really admire Gina and her work and aspired to be that good at what she does. So that could be fun for sure.
I think for me, I'm gonna say Sophie because I'm kidding. I was the same thing you said.
Oh really? His answer was the same.
No, I'm gonna say Nate. Nate, because people think being the mastermind that he was just innately smart. It's more than that. Playing with a character that has that mindset, I think, is very intriguing because he's putting pieces of a puzzle together, except the pieces are people's lives, So the way he looks at things, the way he structures things, very different. And
mastermind.
I like that. I kind of like that the theory of that character, what makes him, So I think it would have been intriguing, challenging.
Awesome, and we got one new fan here that hasn't asked a question, and that will be Sandy.
Hi,
Sandy. How you doing, Sandy?
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yay. I'm so excited. I've been with you guys since season 1. So trust me, the acting pilot, fabulous. I really have appreciated the fact that throughout the season, the writers have always thrown in certain special, what I'd like to say, geekisms. Have you guys noticed or understood the references, or did people ever have to explain them to you, like the Doctor Who stuff or the Star Trek or anything like that?
They were usually explained on set the day of. Anytime there's something we don't get or something that, anytime there's something that doesn't make sense to me, I'll go and I have to ask because I
you
need
were like
to know
12
how to say
when
it.
we started filming, so
Exactly.
it was all before your time.
I mean, a lot of the references were before my time. Most of the references are from movies that were made before I was even born. So I'm like, look, fellas, writers, help me out. Like, what's going on? And I would have to go do my research.
They would always give a heads up because also if there were guest stars or whatever, they would say, "Oh, this is in reference to Doctor Who or blah blah blah." So they would do that. I picked up on some of it because if there was something in the stage direction that I didn't understand, sometimes that I would look it up and then it'd be like, "Oh, here they go again." And I know other shows did that too. Like on My Name Is Earl, Nadine Velquez. How do you say her last name? Velasquez. She would say go off in Spanish, and she was thanking the Spanish audience for watching, and I don't think we went that far, but all those little nods were sort of, I think, a thank you and a shout out to all the fans. So that's cool.
We did have our shouts that I did get, like we for our crews in the production office, writing, our writers and producers, we shared a lot of love with Psych, that show Psych. So Psych shouted us out on their show, and then we in turn shouted Psych out on our show. Psych, which is the USA show, because there's just a lot of respect there. So we kind of fed off and gave it back. That kind of stuff I got, the Star Trek stuff I got, but I remember we had a reference to Soylent Green, and I didn't know what that was, and you looked it up.
I had to go look it up. I was like, what is Soylent Green? And then I get obsessed about it. And then I get obsessed about it.
Everybody's seen it yet. They don't know.
That was fun. I have to say, this show, it's cool because you never know what you're going to get, in the show, and you never know what you're going to learn. And this show, we learned so much about so many different things. The nature of it, it kept it exciting for us, too. It wasn't a procedural where we were bored out of our minds. It actually gave us a lot of
This show was school. I'll tell you that much. It was school. Was at university for the last 5 years. So, but thank you, though.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for hanging in there with us.
Okay, what we'll try to do here is, I know everybody has one more question to ask. We'll do that, and then we'll wrap it up. And then if Aldis and Beth would just share with everybody that's watching, we have a huge live audience out there. It's one of the biggest probably ever in YouTube live history for this format. Just let everybody know where they can find you and what kind of projects you got working up next. But we'll start here with Audra. Go ahead with your second question, Audra.
Can I take one quick second to thank you so much for being part of this show? I was really sick last year, and it was hard to get through the days. And so I pulled out my tablet and just watched leverage after leverage after leverage. And between that and, my husband and my daughter, I made it through that time, but it meant a lot to me to have that show too.
Thank you, Mom.
I'm glad to hear that. Absolutely. Thank you.
That's amazing.
Okay. Question. Did you ever come up with a second name for Parker, like Eunice or Mildred or?
Her real name was Bonnie.
How about Myra?
Mildred Eunice Parker.
I didn't know. No, I did not. I did not come up with anything else, but I didn't, no.
Oh, darn, okay. Thank you. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you so much. We're happy you're feeling better, too.
Definitely.
Thank you.
All right, Eduardo, you're up.
Okay, thank you. Well, I will take a second again to tell Aldis that first I'm a white hat. Okay. And to tell Beth that I really loved I Standard Your Story.
Thank you.
I really love your short. And then my question is, many times during the show, your characters had to be playing another character. So how did you decide, how did you go about how good an actor your character would be and how your character would play that role?
I think that was dictated by story mostly, because I know our characters over time learn from each other throughout the season, so we kind of wanted to pace it, you know what I mean, and not make them too good too fast at one certain thing. I remember in the episode The Iceman Job, my character wants to take on the role of Grifter and head up that role for the team on this mission. Apparently, he's not doing so well, even though he thinks he's great. He's doing the accent, the Cockney accent, all wrong. So for that, I had to intentionally make him bad at it. But for the character Hardison, he thought that he was doing his thing. Now, there are a few times where the characters grow. But like I said, it's about story because we wanted to make sure that the characters progressed gradually and gave them something to work for as opposed to just having them be experts at everything because they were working off of each other, you know, learning Steve stuff from Parker, learning grifter stuff from Sophie. People were learning computer stuff from Hardison, which Elliot still doesn't get so much.
He just punches. Yeah, I would say in the beginning, I mean, I think we all had sort of a natural progression as the seasons went on. We picked up things from each other, and I certainly felt like Parker would have no clue in the beginning how to play these characters, and it really did add to what they were writing. It was so much fun because the writers helped me out a lot and gave me a lot of clues there. But you know, naturally, Parker was so socially awkward in the beginning that she was gonna almost blow it every time, if not totally blow it. And I remember the wedding job. That was Jonathan Frakes' first episode. It was one of our broadest comedy episodes in the first season, and there was a scene, and there were so many moments that didn't end up in that cut, but just the way that they allowed Parker to be, you know, have no filter and just kind of rubbing everyone the wrong way. And then over the seasons, she got better at it, and at the end, you know, sort of mastered it. So that was a nice arc. I think they paced it out great for us.
Yeah, they did.
Cool. Awesome. All right, we're going to skip over to Nick because Nick hasn't asked a question yet. So, Nick, introduce yourself, where you're from, and fire away. Oops. Oh, Nick, I guess has some issues.
Nick?
Nick? We'll come back to you, Nick, see if we can get you going here. All right. I guess, Bruce, go ahead with your second question real quick.
All right. I was watching on the page, but then something happened and it went away, but then I saw a chance to join back in, so hello again.
Hi.
The show seems to, the writers from their backgrounds and everything, they brought in a lot of prior influence, like there's a lot of Star Trek references. Doctor Who, I guess, is huge in it. I've never really watched Doctor Who, so I'm totally missing those. But one of the ones I caught was the Steranko. I'm a comic book fan from way back and always loved his stuff, like when he was drawing S.H.I.E.L.D. for Marvel. But anyways, were any of you able to get like one of your personal fandom things incorporated into the show as a reference?
There was I have a funny story about this actually. I don't think so, not name-wise, but first season they introduced the Glenn Reader safe. And I tell you what, I researched for about 3 hours trying to find out what a Glenn Reader security system, blah, blah, blah was. And I finally put it together that it was two of the last names of our writers put together. And I was like, are you kidding me? No one told me this. Like, I've been looking online forever. There's nothing anywhere about this, but, you know, trying to get an understanding of the, the
kind of like light bulb.
Yeah, so I wasn't too quick on the draw there, but, yeah.
How about you, Artist? Aldis, sorry.
I think eventually.
Ernest, that's pretty hilarious.
To be honest, if any of my references got in there, they snuck in there on a random occasion because I improv so much that I could barely keep up with what I was saying. So if they're in there, I'm sure something's in there. I just don't remember it at the time because, brother, I was just flying off at the lip. Do a scene, we're going.
You are very good at that.
There's kids like Mark, one of our producer directors, Mark Roskin, his son played the little boy, in the 70s flashback episode.
Yeah, he was good too.
He was good, and then another producer's daughter was I taught her to pick the lock.
Throw a ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see what you said. Yeah.
So some of the kids got in there, which was cool.
Yeah. So.
Thanks again, Bruce.
Thank you.
All right. Looks like we got a new. We'll let Heather get her question in here. Heather, introduce yourself and where you're from.
Hi guys, nice to see you.
Hi,
nice to see you too, Heather.
Hi, I'm in Inverkeithing in Fife in Scotland.
Oh wow!
Awesome.
And it's very early in the morning here.
I can imagine.
I'd just like to ask you guys. You guys picked up some great skills throughout the series. What con do you think you guys could pull off in real life?
Wow, that's a good question, actually.
I learned how to hack an ATM, so maybe. Not that I retained those skills. I'm just saying, there's some stuff, along the way that might be possible.
I think John Rogers made a joke one time, one of our show creators, that at one point or another, all of us had been red tagged for sure by the government for the things that we were searching on our computers.
He was probably not joking.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, we definitely got the security system stuff, more info on that than the average human being. But
I think that we could break into the studio and plan a couple scripts and then use some neurolinguistic programming to convince some studio heads to
Show
make a
up.
movie. I'm just saying.
I think, yeah,
I'm just
we
saying.
could. I think definitely button cams. We all became really
We
good
could
at that.
go steal a movie.
We could put a button cam on you without you realizing it and probably learn a lot about you.
I could steal your wallet, and I ain't even have to use the show to learn that. You know what I'm saying? It just comes from growing up in the streets, the hard knock streets in New Jersey and New York. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. But that's another life. You know what I'm saying? And y'all ain't got to put my business in the streets. Don't tell nobody. That's between me and you. You know what I mean? It's between me and Scotland right now. So let's keep it right there.
Our secret's safe.
All right.
All right. We've got someone else that just joined in. We'll let them get their question, and then hopefully we can finish up with the last four here. Get y'all home to your loved ones. Go ahead, Heather. Introduce yourself and where you're from.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi. I'm Heather. I just started watching the show a couple months ago. I love it. It's absolutely amazing. I'm so sad that it's gone. You guys are absolutely amazing. The chemistry you have is just, I just can't explain it. I have a quick question. This is actually a Criminal Minds question for you, Beth.
Okay.
Yeah. The last episode you were on, I was just enthralled, and I saw a lot of people were like, why did they kill off Maeve? That was such a great love story. But
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, right.
What you doing?
But my question is, how was it different playing Maeve than it was playing Parker? Because they were, with Maeve you were the victim, shy, but with Parker that was like you were a go-getter.
Right. Yeah.
How was that different?
Totally opposite. I don't know. It was refreshing in a way to do something different, and to feel like I could sink my teeth into something else for a little bit and then pop out again. But yeah, it was totally different. And originally Matthew Gubler asked me if I wanted to do it, if I would be available, and I said,
I heard that.
Yeah, and that was cool. And originally he said we may never see your face and you may never get billing because we want it to be a secret, So going into it, we didn't even know if we'd ever reveal my face or not, and I thought that was a really cool idea, actually. But yeah, it was a different role for sure, but a lot of fun and very cool set, very cool group of people. It's no surprise that the show's as successful as it is because they're all awesome. So yeah, it was a lot of fun actually.
When you were on the ledge, I kept saying, there has to be a something in there you can hang on the roof, channel your inner Parker or something.
Yeah. I know, it's funny. I was up there that night and it was freezing and I was like, no matter what I do, I can't seem to get off these rooftops.
That's just a lot in life. I guess. No.
Yeah, no, it was cool. Well, thanks.
It was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
Shout out to all the Criminal Mind peeps too, I guess. Here.
All right, we got one more new guest, and if we don't get to some of y'all's second questions, and also for you people watching on YouTube Live, if you just leave your questions in the comments, I'm sure Beth will look at them, and Aldis will look at them, and see if they can answer them for you on YouTube and stuff. But let's go to Catherine. Catherine, introduce yourself, where you're from.
Hey.
Hi, I'm from Portugal, so it's kind of late here.
Welcome.
Thank you for being on.
It's worth it. First of all, let me say this is a great opportunity, as you know, probably. Here in Portugal, we have the chance to talk to much actors or artists in general. So, congratulations on this initiative. We really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
So my question, after working 5 years with each other, what do you think you guys are gonna miss the most about working with each other?
I think that I'll miss the chemistry.
Yeah.
On and off set, actually. Just we all love each other, you know, and it was like a divorce or like a breakup when we all left each other.
Yeah.
I don't remember who said this. I read an interview about an actress, and she said, I can't remember who said this, but anyway, they did say it's like a divorce because you get involved like and invested, and when you're lucky, it feels like a family. And the crew, you guys don't get to meet them or see them, but they're just as important, and if not more important. They're the whole reason the show looks the way it does and moves the way it does, and you know,
I mean,
they're
if
right there.
the show is the body, the crew is the blood. You know what I'm saying? They pump that machine and make it work, and they keep us moving on a tight schedule. And also the fact that our crew is just happy, loving, you know, just positive people. They help us enjoy being at work every single day. I think what I'll miss most about working with my cast is the fact that we figured it out. You know what I'm saying? There's something, you know, when you go to a new set, you always have to figure out how to work with somebody. You have to figure out what pace you can move at with somebody and the rhythms and everything. But we knew each other so intently. Like, a lot of our scenes we were in together but not in the same space. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's like driving a car somewhere and somebody else is in the office doing the computer stuff and, you know, running con. We knew each other so well that, and Beth is back.
Excuse me.
We knew each other so well that when we read the script, even if somebody, okay, you know, we realized, okay, the way we were, we all had the propensity to improv, but we knew each other so well that even with that, we understood how to deliver our lines and how to make the scene work when somebody else wasn't even there, because we had that much confidence on our cast. We figured that much out over those years, and that's such a special thing to go to work and be able to say, because it gives you so much more confidence. I don't have to worry about, you know, who's doing their job and how they're doing it. Everybody's coming in with 150%, you know, and everybody's just there to get the job done. Nobody slacked. I mean, from the executive producers all the way down to the extras, nobody slacked. And we just had an amazing set. So just that rhythm, that recipe that we had, that's what I'll miss the most, because it's very hard to come by.
Yeah, I guess you guys are lucky. Huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Hey guys, we're gonna wrap it up.
So,
yeah, with
Thanks
one
for the
last
question.
Oh, did I let you answer her question, Beth? I'm sorry.
Did I what?
Did you answer the question?
Did I answer?
I think you did.
Yeah, I think just missing these guys, yeah. The
All right.
most, I think, well, I can add one thing, just that we took care of each other.
Yeah, we
You
did.
know, if someone was having a rough day, obviously, you have to leave your personal stuff at the door when you walk on a set, but when you work the hours and days and months that we do, sometimes life is happening around you and you still have to go put on your face for the camera and all the stuff, and it's like some days those days are really hard, and we were lucky that when one of us had a day like that, we were all aware of it. We took care of each other, you know, and that's rare sometimes, unfortunately, you know. So I think having that dynamic in a supportive setting, you can create your art and feel, you know, safe and confident. If you mess up, it doesn't matter, because everybody knows who you are and they're going to be there to kind of push you back up. So I'm going to miss that support for sure.
Awesome. What I'm going to do is wrap this up with one last question. It's going to be from Nick, who had the problem with the computer. He texted it to me. And then I think probably the best way for, if y'all have extra questions for Beth and Aldis, actually just tweet it to them, and they'll give you.
Yeah, I'm better at that. Yeah.
Just tweet it, and they'll give their handles here in just a second. But Nick's question is, who was your favorite guest star on the show? And he asked, what was it like to work with Jay Frakes?
Jonathan Frakes. I love him. We all love him so much. It's crazy.
He's a ball of fun.
Yeah, that man has an ability to walk into a room and change it and uplift any like low spirit. Is just like boom, like he comes in like a ball of energy. That guy is amazing, and I feel better and lucky to have worked with him.
Yeah, he's one of the best directors I've ever worked with, because no matter what you're feeling, what you want to feel, if you have an attitude or if you're having a crappy day, that's not happening around John. He's just like, look, everybody's going to be good. We're going to have some energy. We're going to get this scene done. But he just carries that. The energy he has flows out, and everybody around him, it just, boom, like she said, just lifts everybody up. And,
he's lovely.
He's like a big kid, you know what I mean? He knows what he's doing, smart. He knows how to get the shot and get business done when it's time to get business done, but he also knows how to keep the mood right.
And also, he knows how to get a performance, whether it's dramatic or comedic. The guy is a genius. So,
because in the words of Frakes, he used to be a good little actor, you know. He used to be a good little actor.
That's what he always... and favorite guest star? I don't know. Gosh, we had so many awesome people. Richard Chamberlain, from him to Will Wheaton, Mark Shepard. There's way too many to mention. Drew Powell is a friend of mine. David Palladino, Jerry Ryan, who we love and adore.
She's amazing.
There's so many. I don't know.
I'll give you my top two, and you may seem a little biased, but one, my brother Edwin Hodge.
Yeah.
And then number two, and this is not ruling anybody out. I love every single one of our guest stars. Everybody came and did their work, but Danny Glover.
I know.
I'm sorry, but
that was life-changing.
It's the Glover.
Yes.
Come on now, it's.
Yeah, that's actually. Whew.
I mean, if I had to choose, I'm just because like I said, Jerry, she was with us for a while, so was Will, and I can't really say. I count them more as family as opposed to guest stars because they've been with us for so long. Jerry was with us for a full season. Will, he's popped in and out and. Throughout the seasons, and they've been there, so I kind of look at them more as like resident family. But guest stars, Danny's there.
Yeah, we were lucky. We had so many awesome people. Danny Glover was one of those pinch me moments, pinch yourself moments.
Yeah, like, this guy's on our set.
He can say like, "Where's the donut?" and you literally want to start crying because his voice is so amazing.
He brought donuts.
Oh, that's why I said donuts. He brought us organic donuts. He's like, "Do you want
Glover,
some?"
He brings donuts to set.
Like, yes, I want a Danny Glover donut.
It's like, all right.
That sounds weird. Yeah. All right, I said it. Okay, so.
But I guess we got that.
Yeah, just basically, parting remarks to the Leverage fans. Tell them where they can find you on Twitter, and just a final thank you, and let them know that, hey, you probably will be in some more Hangouts in the future, so don't fret.
Yeah, I will say thank you to you, Michael Nast. You're awesome for helping us get this together, because we're no matter what we look like on the show, we're technologically challenged.
Michael Nast is the man. Thank you.
And everybody else who didn't get to hear this in the beginning, the rest of the cast really wanted to be here. It's tough with everyone's schedules to arrange it. So they send their love and huge thanks for all the People's Choice Awards votes, for watching the show, for
thanks for every show that you watched. I don't care when you started watching, even if you started watching 2 minutes ago. The fact that you guys put in, any type of support, we appreciate 100% wholeheartedly. Thank you all for being here and joining this podcast. I mean, especially from Scotland and Germany, Portugal. I mean, it's amazing to us to find out how far the reach has gone, and it doesn't even matter if it's down the street, Long Beach, Texas, whatever. The fact that we have touched somebody outside of ourselves, that's amazing. So we thank you so much for being here and supporting us in what we do, and supporting us continuing to do it. Where you can find this lady on Twitter. Is it just at Beth Riesgraf?
At Beth Riesgraf. My last name, you'll figure it out. Tricky, but you'll get
Aldis Hodge. You can definitely find us there. Hopefully, we'll definitely be doing more of these. Are
you on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook.
The Facebook?
I don't think I can add friends. I've reached that limit.
I'm on Facebook. I think there's a few of me on Facebook.
There's a few of me as well. So
you can tell. I don't know how to. Well, how do they know which one is mine? They'll figure it out. But but I post photos when I can. I did do something at the beginning of season 1, which was I took photos of myself in my Parker looks, and I got, I would say, 80% of them. So I was like,
That's
one day when the show is canceled, I'll throw these out there. So on my Facebook, I try to update and throw stuff out there now and then for people who are missing the show, little tidbits.
And for little photographers.
Yeah, exactly. And the photos are not of great quality, all of them. Believe me, they're like photo booth on my laptop. But yeah, we try to kind of post stuff that we have, and when we work, do behind the scenes stuff. And
I mean, life gets busy, but we try to stay connected with y'all to let you know that. We still see you, and we still recognize that y'all are here and that y'all are supporting, and we still appreciate you.
We love you guys for that.
Yeah.
Is
Twitter the easiest to get a hold of you?
Oh, definitely.
Twitter's good.
Definitely. And, I want y'all to know, you never know what happens with the future. You never know what happens with the results of where the show goes, how it happens. I mean, the business is the business. Shows are up. They run their time. Things change, but 5 years is an amazing, extraordinary run for any series. The caliber of fans that we built over the years, it's so amazing to us even still today. This right here, the fact that people are just getting into the show a couple months ago and still riding with us, that's amazing. So we have nothing but love for you.
Yeah, and the rest of the cast is on Twitter also.
Yeah,
Gina Bellman, Tim Hutton, Christian
Christian's on Twitter.
01, I think is and Electric 44 is Dean Devlin.
Exactly.
John Raj.
01, Jonathan Frakes is on Twitter.
Yeah.
We're all on Twitter. We're all out there, here to answer questions, here to talk to you, here to stay in touch, because we want to let you know that we love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. And,
you could be like a radio announcer.
Because of the voice.
It's a great voice.
The voice.
His voice is just so amazing. It's so smooth.
There you go.
Girl, you can't see the blush on me because I'm too chocolate. I'm blushing, It's there. I'm blushing. It's blush.
And if you guys like this kind of stuff and want to do more of it, let us know. We look at that stuff, online. If you hate it, just keep it to yourself, would you? But
let us move on.
But yeah, I mean, if you like it, if you have questions, stuff we didn't get to, we'll try to do another one and try to get some more people here for you too.
Exactly.
Yeah, why don't you give us a little leverage heart, and we'll take a screenshot here and sign off. All right. Awesome.